Hi guys, so welcome back to my channel. My name is Galini, which means Serenity, hence my channel's name. And today I'm making another chatty video, as I told you on my previous vlog. And I'm talking about long distance relationships and my positive experience on it. First of all, I'm making this video because I thought, as I said, it's a positive experience for us, so I wanted to talk about it because it's not always bad. Obviously it's sad, but not always necessarily bad. And we thought the long distance chapter was over, but as I told you on my previous video, it is not. So I'm going back to the UK, which I'm very excited about. And Philip, my boyfriend, is very supportive, obviously, and we've been living, him in Greece and me in the UK for the past 3 years, going on the 4th, which is crazy. Anyway, so a little bit about what's been happening in my life the past 3 years. So I was in Kent studying, then in the summer of COVID 2020 I met my boyfriend Philip. Then obviously I had another year of college, I had to be back, so we tried long distance, and it worked. It wasn't easy for the first 6 months. It was my very first ever relationship, and he was so patient with me, and I just really appreciate the fact that he's older than me for quite some years, so that really helped, I think, the relationship, because he was very understanding and his patience is just so immaculate. Like he has such a good patience. Anyway, I still work on that. And then I finished my college. I took a 9-month break, not even, like 8 months break, I think, because I think I was a little bit depressed because of COVID. Like I wasn't getting out. I obviously hadn't done anything with my boyfriend because we've been together for like 2 months, not even, and then I left. So he came, I went, blah blah blah, but I haven't experienced things with my boyfriend, my very first boyfriend. So I really wanted to spend time with him and experience things like going to the movies and, I don't know, seeing each other every week, whatever. So I did that for 8 months, and at this time he was in the army, but thankfully it wasn't, away. So he would come back home every day and I would see him, I don't know, like 4 times a week. I got a little job to keep me occupied, like part-time job. Anyway, and then I felt a lot better. Philip almost finished his army thingy. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go back. I do not want to be a barista my whole life, so I'm going back to London to chase my dream and work in the movies industry. And that's when I became an extra, and I absolutely loved it. And then 10 months later he came, I went back and forth again, and then my landlord was like, listen, you need to move in 2 months. I was super busy, didn't find a house, moved back to Greece, and that's where I am right now. So, as you know, as I said actually on my previous video, I'm moving back at the end of this month and we're doing long distance again. So this is my little story, our little story about, long distance. And if you want a more detailed story time kind of a video, let me know in the comments down below. But I wanted to say 5 points where long distance was positive to us and how we see it, and then 3 things that I think are quite mandatory to do when you're in a long distance relationship. So I have my little notes, and first one is that we have time to evolve and learn ourselves. So we've both grown so much as individuals, and we're really supportive of each other, of course, and we do want to put that time and energy to be our best selves, basically. So when I'm on my own and, you know what, try to achieve my dream, Philip finds that really admirable, and so do I when he's at home studying a lot, working a lot, and I admire that too. So it's really important to admire each other and support each other and be happy for each other, which is, yeah, my little note on the things that you have to do basically to make a long distance relationship work. Then I have being more of an individual, and obviously when you live on your own and you know you have to take care of yourself, you have to be strong, which is another point that I made. Being strong and doing everything on your own makes you feel strong and makes you feel good. Like, I feel really good when I'm on my own, and I know that, you know what, I did that myself. My moving vlogs before I came to Greece, I was so tired from working and I had to move my whole, you know, apartment, it wasn't an apartment, it was just a room, but I have to move everything on my own to the storage unit, and I felt really strong. Like, it was really tiring, but it made it worth it at the end. Like, I felt really good and strong. So that's 2 and 3. And then I have learning to love ourselves. So obviously you don't have someone to love you, I mean, you do on the phone, but it's really important to learn how to love yourself and create routines where you're like, you know what, like me, for example, I started doing my yoga to fill up my day with something good and something that makes me feel good and not sad. And yeah, like my skincare routine, or when I do, I don't know, I think just self-love thing. So yoga, for example, is a self-love thing for me. Skincare is a self-love thing for me because I'm really into like touching. So when I massage my body, so that's good. And then I have that as a number 5, that it makes it even more special and you feel way more grateful. When you're with your person, it feels even more special and you feel even more grateful and appreciative of what the time that you're spending together. So you don't have time to fight, like you don't have time to, you know, say stupid stuff to each other because you have a little bit of time together. So for example, when he was coming for 10 days or I was coming back for 10 days, 15 days, 4 days, obviously you don't have as much time together. So I think it's really important to, you know, be grateful for each other and appreciative of the time you have, respectful obviously, but yeah, everything is kind of like enhanced when you're together, and I love that. As I said, you feel way more grateful and appreciative. It makes you feel really strong, you're being more of an individual, and you learn how to love yourself, and you have time to be the best version of yourself, which we both want and strive for. So these are my 5 positive things to long distance relationship. Obviously there are bad things too, but I just want to say that to make this work and in order to be a healthy and happy relationship, then you obviously have to have mutual future plans. So you can't really do long distance if you don't have the plan to move in together in the future. And the only reason I'm going there on my own is because we still haven't figured out how Philip can come with me to London. So we're on this process right now for him to move with me. You obviously have to trust each other. How can you do long distance if you don't trust each other? Like, it just doesn't really make sense. It will drive you crazy. That is my little video. I also want to point out some things, like every day is not the same. Obviously every couple fights, and it's not, I cry a lot, like a lot. So I do get lonely very easily, I want to be with my family a lot, so it's very hard for me to be in a long distance relationship and away from a family, like I'm on my own. But that's when he comes in and he's always with me on the phone, whatever I need. His words of affirmation are really, you know, important to me. As I said, he has a big patience with me. I now have more patience than I used to have, and you need to be like really understanding, and at the end of the day you need to be in the same team, which is again really important, being on the same team. And we both want the best for each other, because you're two individual people living your lives and you choose to be together and love each other. Otherwise there's no point of being in a relationship. So as I said, loads of tears, very sad. I had some panic attacks, but he always knows what to say and what to do. And a little tip, okay, little tip for long distance couples, okay, and that changed our lives. Chess. Online chess. We play online chess as an activity to do together, and that's when we FaceTime, because we're not people that FaceTime just because, and I find it really sad to see his face and not being able to touch him, hold him, kiss him, whatever. So we only FaceTime when we play chess or other word games, so you know, the animal, plant, what is it with the alphabet game. Anyway, so lots of little games that you can play like that. Is very important to do so at least once a week. And another little tip is that we watch series together every single night. We watch an episode. If we have more time, we watch like a longer episode, like Umbrella Academy or Once Upon a Time. But if we don't have as much time, or if we're really tired, we watch something like How I Met Your Mother and Modern Family, Friends, etc. So it's really important to have something to do together once a week, and something that you feel like you're doing together every day. And that has really helped us in our relationship. So if you have any more questions, please let me know in the comments down below and I will answer them. I have more things to say, but I want to keep it short and sweet. I'm really excited to go back to London. I am very sad and it's really painful, like someone's ripping my heart out every time I leave him. But that makes us stronger, and that makes us want to be together even more. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that helped, and if you're going into a long distance relationship and you're scared, which is kind of scary, it was scary for me to come and live here in the same country with him. Like, it is how you learn, and you obviously adapt every step of the way. But don't be scared to try long distance relationship, because you never know how it's gonna go. So it might be a positive experience like ours, or maybe not so positive experience, but we don't want to talk about that because that's a positive experience video. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. As I said, if you have any questions, let me know, and I'll see you again on my next video very soon, which I'm probably gonna pack. Maybe not, I'm not sure. I am going on a little trip, so stay tuned for that. Bye guys.